Good morning. It's Monday, August 19th. It's our first day of fall semester classes here at HCC, and we're super excited that you're all joining us on Up to the Minute. We're bringing you all the news announcements and events along with a couple of special guests. I'm Dr. Amy Tan, Dean of HCC's English and Communications, and I'm joined by Dr. Nicholas Cox, our History Department Chair. Good morning, Nick.
Hey, good morning. Good to have you back.
Yeah, I feel like I've missed a week there, right? Because I was out of town. I was in Kentucky, but I'm back in the surface of the sun where it's going to be, I think, 105 degrees today. But we are all happy to have our students back. Aren't-
Well, just for our audience out there, we are live on the Houston Community College District's Facebook page and on YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
That's right. So you can be sure to catch us. For Music Monday, we will find out how to get into the groove with community education dance classes. And for that segment, we have Dr. Latrice Rideout, the program director of the Community Learning Program at HCC, and Wendy Reeves, our community education instructor. Good morning, Latrice and Wendy. If you want to say hello, you can go ahead and unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
We are great, and we're so happy to see you. And we're gonna do one 10-minute segment, and then Nick will be back to speak with both of you about your wonderful programs that we want people to come out and participate in.
Sounds good.
Excellent. First, it's Mental Health Monday. We often hear that therapy can be a valuable tool for maintaining our mental health, but seeking out therapy can be intimidating if you don't know what to expect. And so we're happy today to welcome Dr. Pressley Moore, a counseling and therapy director for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, Inc. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Moore.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're so pleased that you're joining us to talk about this very important topic. Let's start with, what are some of the current trends in mental health care for adults?
That's a great question. I think what we all are noticing, even anecdotally, is the rise in folks being more comfortable, one, talking about seeking mental health treatment. According to the CDC, there's been about a 4% increase in adults ages 18 to 44 seeking mental health care for a variety of reasons. So as you mentioned, it's really important to be able to make informed decisions about that care.
Well, and I think there's still maybe a little bit of a cultural stigma, and I think sometimes you don't even know who to call. And I do want to say at HCC we're lucky we do have EAP, and you can call that hotline and they will help you get matched with with whoever it is you need to speak to. And I think that's part of the intimidation, is who do I even call?
Right.
And so can you share some of the common reasons that people might seek therapy, to let other people know, it's okay to reach out?
Sure. You bring up an excellent point. So before I address some of those common reasons, you do bring up an excellent point. Who do I call? And so one of those things that you want to consider is that, am I seeking medication? And so there you may need to contact a psychiatrist or your PCP, for example. If management may not be a part of your experience, then maybe you start with a licensed professional counselor, a licensed marriage and family therapist. If you're a student at HCC or another college campus, a great place to start is your university counseling center. And so I think you bring up an excellent point. Where do I start? I'll address some of those common reasons that folks typically seek out care. The first thing we think of is just those basic mental health concerns. So anxiety, depression, anger management, those may be some cues for many of us that we may need some assistance kind of getting to a healthy baseline of well-being. Some other things people may consider is life transitions or relationship concerns. So going through a divorce or a breakup, premarital counseling, for example, maybe a happier reason in your relationship. You want to start on solid ground. You just had a baby, or you are just starting college. All those reasons that we really need some additional support are reasons that folks commonly seek mental health care. Also, trauma. We want to think of some of those things that are really life-altering: sexual assault, domestic violence. Some of those, we witnessed an accident, a car accident. Those are reasons that we seek mental health care. But nothing has to be quote unquote wrong to seek therapy. And so personal growth, maybe you want to learn to be more assertive, or you want to grow in self-confidence, or you want to just be all around better. That is a legitimate reason to seek mental health care.
Yeah, no, I think that's an excellent reminder. And I think, there's also, maybe, I feel like we have been more open about it, and we do encourage students to think about their mental health. And, particularly even, elementary, we have a lot more counselors now in our schools, and they're more visible, and there's more acceptance and encouragement. But I also think about someone, who goes through their whole life thinking, oh, I've been coping, I'm fine, I don't need it. But then, like, all of a sudden, there might be signs. And so what are some signs that people should think about when they're choosing a therapist, or when they, like, maybe this is a sign that you do need to go and speak with someone, or seek help?
I think most of us are pretty attuned to ourselves, that we know when things are flowing pretty well for us. And we know those times where, for whatever reason, we just can't seem to find our footing. That's always a really good indicator to yourself not to go at it alone. You don't have to. There are lots of resources available in a variety of ways, some for low or no cost. But it's really important to utilize the resources that are made available to us. With the rise of online counseling, accessibility has grown tremendously. And so those are really things that we don't want to delay, because we don't have to do so. I always tell folks to consider looking for a therapist is sort of like dating. And so folks are familiar with sites like Tinder, the swipe left or swipe right type of scenario. There are a couple of things you want to consider. And so when we're thinking about things to swipe left, this isn't going so well, this may not be my person. One of the things I always tell folks to consider is that if you don't feel like you can be honest with this person about who you are, about what you've been through, about what you need, that's a sign that you may want to swipe left on that therapist. It may not be the right fit for you. Good therapist, but not the right therapist for you, right? Another thing you want to consider is, do they have the background and the training that you need for your unique situation? They may be really good, for example, at cognitive behavioral therapy, but that may not work for you. That's incredibly structured. Maybe you want something that's a little more go with the flow, a little less directive. And so if that's the case, you may want to consider swiping left and continuing your search for a therapist. And then overall, if there's no chemistry, the therapeutic relationship is a professional one, but you shouldn't feel judged or rushed or anxious in your meeting with your therapist. And if those things are so, it's a sign, again, that you likely want to continue your search. Now, the other side of that, I'm sorry, you go ahead,
No,
Dr.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us the other side.
On the other side of that, the swipe right, is that if you're comfortable sharing time, sharing space with your therapist, that's a good sign. The number one predictor of success for folks in therapy is the relationship. It's not the modality. It is not the all the trainings and backgrounds. Though those things are important, it really is, do you have a connection with this person, and can you be authentically yourself in that relationship?
Yeah, that makes complete sense to me about, really seeking out and making sure that you have the right match.
Yeah.
At your agency, the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, do you provide therapy services, and how can potential clients connect?
We do provide counseling and therapy services. The way that clients can connect with us is through our website, in person, or on any of our social media platforms. We primarily serve folks that are dealing with issues related to domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. And so if those things are true for you, we'd love to connect with you and figure out if we're a good fit, a good match to take care of you at the Bridge.
And you, we have about 30 seconds, but I do want to ask this question. Do you have advice for what question should we ask during an initial session with a therapist?
Sure. If you can only ask three for the sake of time, 30 seconds. One, what is your fee and do you accept my insurance? You want to know if you can afford it. Do you offer sessions online or in office? That matters depending on what you are looking for and what type of treatment you're looking for. And then how will my progress be assessed? Every good therapist is talking themselves out of a job. And so how will we know when we have achieved our goals and it's time to part ways is a really important question.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That idea that you're working together to achieve that growth and that progress, or to overcome a struggle, and that's a shared goal. That's a really beautiful way of thinking about therapy. Well, I want to thank you so much for this information and for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so thank you again, Dr. Pressley Moore, Counseling and Therapy Director for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, and our Mental Health Monday guest. We're going to have all your information on our post after the show.
Thank you.
Up next, after a commercial break, Nick will explore the joy of dance.
When I grow up, I want to work in a lab to build robots.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
All right, active camera. We're back, and we're here with our Monday music guest, Latrice Rideout, Program Director for HCC's Community Learning Program. Latrice, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Would you tell our audience about the Community Learning Program? Just what exactly is this?
Yes, the Community Learning Program is an open enrollment program. We do offer classes that are free or low cost to the community. They are non-credit classes. So we have things as far as we're talking about dance today, so fine arts. We have classes for seniors, 50 plus, as well as youth and all in between. We offer classes Monday through Saturday at various campuses throughout the district, and we can also provide classes to groups and organizations at their site.
Well, I wanted to ask if I could have you elaborate on that for just a moment. How is it possible that we're offering all these classes at free or reduced cost to these community members? How do we do that?
Well, it's a service that Houston Community College provides to the community, as the name of our department is Community Education or Community Learning Program. And we have instructors that either work with HCC maybe on a regular basis, or we have a lot of instructors outside in the community that specialize in various categories, such as dance. We have Wendy Reeves on, we have beginning computer classes, youth programs. And so the different centers of excellence within HCC, the colleges, we offer programs, and they partner with community learning to offer them at free or low cost. So that's how it's done.
Well, I appreciate that. And it looks like because of some technical problems, we're probably not going to be able to talk with Wendy about the dance program. But if you could tell us a little bit about some of the most popular programs, what else is out there? I know you mentioned programs for seniors and programs across the city, 6 days a week. But what are some of the most popular programs?
Some of the most popular are the beginning computer classes. We have language classes where we teach Spanish. We have health and wellness, as well as I said, we partner with the COEs, Centers of Excellence. And so they will have things. We have the one-day workshops that might be 1 to 2 hours. We're working with United Healthcare to provide information on Medicare awareness. I would say the beginning computer, the 50+ classes are very popular, but dance is one of those as well. I might be able to speak on that a little bit, but
I would love that.
pretty
Yeah, I would
popular
love to hear about the dance
at Spring
program.
Branch. Yes, absolutely. So the dance program, we offer several different options for youth, starting as young as 5 years old, I believe it is, all the way to the senior community. And they have jazz dance, tap, ballet. For adults, I've even seen at the dance show the Middle Eastern belly dance. Uh, and so it's Middle Eastern dancing. So a whole gamut, country western, tap dancing, and they offer those for the different age ranges. So they're very popular in the Spring Branch community. That's part of Northwest College. And those classes in the fall and spring, they're approximately 14 weeks long. So meeting one day a week for an hour for 14 weeks. And then we have some shorter classes that are 6 weeks long. And as I said, it's open enrollment, open for anyone. The prices for those classes in the summer, they're a little less expensive since the terms are shorter, but the prices range for those between about $59 to $139 for that full course of classes. And then there's a wonderful dance show at the end of each term. I've had the opportunity to attend it, and they fill out the Performing Arts Center.
So those community learning program students do a recital or a performance.
That's
and
right.
That's at the end of every term at the Spring Branch Auditorium there?
Yes, it is at the Performing Arts Center at the Spring Branch campus. That is part of Northwest College.
No, that's wonderful to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Are there other Music Monday related things that the community learning program is involved in addition to dance? Do you guys have classes maybe in the arts or music or anything like that?
The media arts program actually has different things, and they have a class Ableton live workshop where they instruct on how to use the equipment to that music producers are interested in. And we're always open when we have questions about certain programs or classes or workshops, or individuals who are already working on those things and specializing that, we can add that to our course catalog. So we're always wanting to add more to serve the community.
No, that's great. And we've had segments as well as announcements about some of those music related programs that are coming up on the calendar. But I didn't know that community learning program students could also maybe get their hands inside that recording studio and do some learning about music production. That's something I think a lot of members of our community would really like to know more about.
Right.
So tell me about eligibility. Who in our district can sign up for these classes?
As I said, it's open enrollment. Anyone can sign up for the classes. As far as the youth, they have the age range, maybe the 5 to 8 year olds with that group, and then 8 and above for the older youth. So, but it is open enrollment for anyone. For the youth, we do have waivers that parents sign and consent forms for that, but it is open enrollment. It's open for anyone. And it's also a beautiful thing that you mentioned, how the students are able to work with music production, because we also want to be that segue, that pipeline for those who say, I want to learn more. I'm interested in pursuing a certificate or a degree or taking more advanced classes, and then they can move on to the credit side if that's something that's of interest. But we work with the different school districts, and it's currently at the Spring Branch location, but we don't want to limit it to that location because we have other campuses, other locations, other vicinities that are interested in those things. And as long as we have the building capacity and space that's conducive to dancing, we can bring it there. We can bring it to you and look forward to offering it.
Yeah, I mean, dance and music production might be at Spring Branch, but community learning programs are all across the city. And
absolutely.
Seniors might really be interested in computer programming, and youth and dance and the arts, but I'd love to see that reversed a little bit too. Get some young people in the computer classes, get some of our seniors in the dance classes. I don't know.
Absolutely. I was at the dance show, and I know there was daughters, mothers, the young daughters, and then the mothers, and then the middle-aged mothers, and then the older senior parents, the mothers. I think
Yes.
that was someone
Three
there.
generations.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wendy teased me when I went to the dance show. She said, "Dr. Rideout, we're going to have to get you in that belly dancing class." I said, "Okay, I'm going to bring my mother."
Wow. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. So one last quick question for you. If people are interested and they want to know more, we'll definitely put some notes up in our show notes, but what's the best way for people out there watching this show to follow up? How would they learn more about these programs and opportunities?
Sure, that's a great question because we offer a lot of programs throughout the district and people just don't know where to find us or they just didn't know. And so the best place to find things is our website. It's hccs.edu/CLP, and that's short for Community Learning Program. So hccs.edu/CLP, and you can filter on those dance classes by searching under the category Fine Arts. And it will show those classes. And if you want to narrow it down to location, right now they're currently a Spring Branch. So the location would be at the Northwest College. And then you'll find those classes there. You can also call us at 713-718-5350, and we can help you navigate that and help you to register right there on site. We do ask that people pre-register just so we can get an idea of how many to expect, but we do also allow people to walk in the day of if they did not pre-register, and we can sign you up there on site.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Latrice. We'll have that information after the show, and hopefully we'll get Wendy to come on and talk a little bit more about her experience teaching those dance classes. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Nick.
When I grow up, I want to work at a school so I can be a teacher.
From classroom to career, we're with you every step. Register for real-world education at hccs.edu.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
It's really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
And we're back with some news, events, and announcements. To start us off, we want to let you know about WOW, Weeks of Welcome. HCC Southeast wants to give incoming fall students a fun and enthusiastic welcome. This resource fair called Weeks of Welcome is hosted by Student Life and Rec Sports and will offer yard games, music, nachos, and swag. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday, August 19th, that's today, through Thursday, August 29th. So that's almost 2 weeks of fun and excitement at HCC. That's at Eastside Student Life Center patio. Be sure to check our post after the show for more information. And we have some important news about our Coleman campus.
That's right. The Coleman Health Sciences campus is offering classes at Coleman Health Sciences building, but also at our HCC district offices in Midtown. So this fall, students interested in those health science careers can now take some courses at both places. The administration building at 3100 in Midtown is a satellite now for the Coleman Health Sciences College. They'll be offering English, medical terminology, and other prerequisite classes during the evenings and weekends that can help with people who work during traditional business hours.
So be sure to check the post for information on registration. Our automotive career fairs are going to be happening soon. This will be an opportunity for our students to connect with potential employers. HCC's upcoming fall automotive technicians and mechanics career fair is an opportunity to connect employers who are needing talent in the form of jobs, co-ops, internships, and more. Specialties include transportation, transportation technicians, auto body collision repair, and transportation mechanics. That is going to be on Wednesday, September 18th at the Northeast campus from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And as always, check the post after the show for information.
All right. Have you heard about HCC's Eagle Promise? If not, you can learn how to earn your degree for free through the Eagle Promise program. Eligible students are encouraged to apply by September 30th. Check our post after the show for more information.
Yes, and once you check that program out, be sure to head over to fall registration. We are currently open. Registration for the fall semester is ongoing with regular and smaller semesters offered in a variety of programs. Like all of HCC's courses for the summer and fall, our classes are offered online anytime. They're offered online on a schedule, hybrid, which is it's both face-to-face and virtual. We have our traditional in-person classes and our hybrid lab courses. And to learn more about all of our HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs like the Eagle Promise, visit hccs.edu/apply. Nick, thanks so much for being here with me today.
It was a pleasure. I will see you all next Monday.
That's right. It's always a good Monday on up to the minute with Amy and Nick. But coming up tomorrow, Dr. Zachary Hodges, the president of Northwest College, will join us for an update to kick off the fall semester. And for Tasty Tuesday, we'll visit HEM Kitchen and Bar. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.